Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1777 of our daily content grind. If you were waiting for the 777 to come out and pay out, today is the day. And it kind of is, unironically, because we are looking at a lot of stuff from San Diego Comic-Con. Now, as of this recording, the actual Transformer panel that's going to reveal a ton of stuff for us to talk about is going to be happening late enough tonight that it's going to interfere with evening plans, etc. So rather than like give you a video that isn't going to go out until like 11 o'clock at night, we're just going to talk about the stuff that was revealed on the Thursday and Friday, and that way we kind of get ahead of the game a little bit. And we'll talk about the Hasbro preview stuff as well for Transformers, but we're going to go into a ton of toys that have caught my eye so far at this show. Don't worry, I'm going to touch on all of those as briefly as I can. But we're basically just talking about everything that caught my eye. And that is going to start with the preview, the Hasbro breakfast that people could attend, which showed off a lot of upcoming Transformers. And part of that is Nexus Prime. We got the reveal of 2 of his components. So, okay, we'll put this part of it aside. I want to see the individual figures here. So, I have issue. I take issue with some of this. Okay, so, let's see. This is, if I get the names right. Oh, of course, they didn't list the names here. So, one is called Skyguard, which is the shuttle. It's the stand-in replacement for, here, give me the actual photo. It was a stand-in replacement for Skyfall, so now it's Skyguard. And this one, oh, I can't remember your name either. Okay. Okay, so this is Skyfall. This is Skyguard. And Breakaway, I think. Basically, it's the OG Nexus Prime figures done up using modern toys. And here, it works fine. When you're actually going to use like a proper aerial bot, it works fine. That's a logical jump. When you're turning a Thunderbolt into a space shuttle, that's where things get weird. Now, I don't mind the head design here. I like that they kind of lead into something weird, but this certainly is not the head sculpt from the original toy. You could have at least made some effort to connect these. I'm sorry, you could have. I don't know, like, I already wasn't thrilled with Nexus Prime's coloration. It's just too bright to fit in with the rest of the 13. And to see other figures wearing it, now I'm getting more concerned. Now I'm taking more issue with it. So, Breakaway in this, if I'm wrong on the name, I don't care. You don't have to correct me in the comments. It's just what I'm saying right now because the first thing that popped in my head. Point being, this jet does not look great. Like, bright blues and bright yellow, like bright colors in general are what I associate with knockoffs. And then you throw in things like a random sigil that is not an Autobot or Decepticon logo. I know it's the Nexus Prime logo. That's beside the point here. Visually, it's coming across knockoff. Visually, this is something I would expect to see out of like a dollar store kind of Transformer. And some of this is like play school looking, and I hate to even make that accusation, but look at that. That does not look like a real Transformer toy. Like, between the gold emblems on it, like the super bright basic colors, this does not look like a real product. Like, it's very disappointing. Like, I'm just... And through all of this, Hasbro is still expecting you to use the Superion body frame to make this combiner happen. So if you have a Silverbolt in your Superion, but you don't want to have Superion out for some reason, okay, fine. You can take advantage of these toys and cobble together something. But why? I don't understand. I don't understand, like, the lack of care that's gone into this. It really does. If it wasn't for the new head sculpts, I would say this screams of last minute, just like backlash correction. but it's just so haphazard. I don't know. I don't like how it's turned out. I really don't. The other new toy revealed was the Icon's Megatron, who does look like he's kind of wearing a Borat mankini. I mean, it just kind of does. I'm sorry, it does. This is about the most expected thing. They weren't going to do an Autobot symbol of Optimus Prime unless they were going to do one of Megatron as well. The double barrel fusion cannon with a scope on top is kind of sick. Kind of sick, not gonna lie. He does come across a little bit more spindly than Megatrons usually do, but I won't lie. I like those big spiked shoulder pauldrons made of the tops of the logo. That kind of catches my eye. Yeah, I just wish he was a little bit more thick. I wish he was thicker. I want Megatron thicker. Other than that, yeah, it's a fine little addition to the Icon line. And we knew this was going to happen. My only thing now is, are we going to continue this into the Beast Wars emblems, the G2 emblems, the Minicon emblem? How many more emblems can we get out of this line? Because, like, there's definitely room for it. Let's see. They showed off the Maximal 7-pack, which is not a huge news story because we know it is essentially the Takara versions of these from the 2-packs, just given one big box release. And it's fine for everyone in the US who didn't have a chance to get those packs, but for people like me that went to the extra effort to import them, yeah, this is not offering anything new. Like I said, it's just nice that this is going to be more readily available, especially because it's a second chance of things like Tigatron, who might not have yellowed plastic this time, Rhinox, who's in a more proper show color. Yeah, he's the biggest benefit of the whole thing, I think. Dinobot's coloring is also way nicer as well. I like the old school bio cards too. That's a neat touch. Yeah, you can see they don't have all the old specs they used to. They don't have all the old specs they used to. I don't see rank on here anymore. Or is that rank? I can't even tell anymore. Well. Oh no. Point is, it's a nice little box set for those who didn't have a chance at it. They showed off Mysterious Prime a little bit more and showed off that the heads can store in the back, which is appropriate for the van, but also just all those heads cobbled together from this gives all this like really weird Mystery Inc. homunculus vibe that I'm not quite into. Yeah, and then we got the completed Bruticus as well, because they've been so shy about showing off the Swindle. Well, now we do get to see the Swindle, and again, I think the Swindle looks fine. You know, we've talked about Swindle plenty of times at this point. Let's see, there is our new 86 Cliff Jumper, who looks okay. It's a Bumblebee retool, but it's doing the retooling the right way. I hate that little gap of gray. That is unfortunate. Still do not like how this Bumblebee works. It's all shell in the legs. Soundwave is still weird. Okay. The Evasion Prime is a mess. So the faded colors are correct for the movie, but without any kind of dirt application, wear and tear, kind of weathering paint job, it just loses its effect. It just looks like a sun-bleached Optimus Prime toy. The effect they're going for of him looking worn out and just kind of like disheveled is missing because for once, I actually want the battle damage paint that they've completely left off. Now, this is prime territory for Takara to go in with a premium paint job, but that's going to be a ways off. Also, yeah, like this is the mold that is kind of infamous at this point because it is where people are starting to notice that the toys we're getting now are no longer improvements over what we used to get. I warned you years ago that we were approaching this tipping point where newer toys are getting so budget choked that they are not going to be able to surpass their previous incarnations. And here's a perfect example. More kibble, not as interesting looking. Now, could still have a fine transformation, but the old one didn't require a panel backpack and didn't require panels down the sides of the arms. Yeah, it's just a notably worse version of the previous Optimus Prime. And this could have been so much better. Again, I needed some kind of like dirt wash. I needed just like the Siege style weathering to him. I needed something. You could have come close. You could have had something great here. The Unicron Soldier, I'm just like completely disinterested in at this point. It should have been the Liege Maximo mold instead, and this mold should have been saved for IDW Megatron. That's just how that goes. The exclusives we will, yeah, we talked about a bunch at this point too. Man, I wish there was more to this set because I like that little tiny squat Jazz toy, but I just didn't need that entire Prime setup all over again to get him. Oh, but the blaster, we absolutely had to have. We'll talk about that one when he gets here, I think. But that is going to do it for the Transformer previews. I'm going to buzz through a ton of stuff now. We're not going to spend too long on it because I don't want this video to go super long. And we're just going to go through all the stuff that caught my eye or amused me. And it starts with these ridiculous Street Fighter toys that Hasbro is doing. It's wild to me that we're getting Hasbro Street Fighter, but it is the movie ones, so that's kind of understandable. Street Fighter's weird about how it does its particular licensing. So, like, the movie is a separate license from, like, the Jada toys that we'll see here in a bit. I'm going to talk to Jada toys as well. When it comes to these, it's so weird. It's Akuma, but Roman Reigns underneath. And the guy who's supposed to be named after, like, a Japanese demon is a Samoan guy. It's so weird. I mean, the toys themselves look okay, other than, like, look at how bored she is. The expression is awful. Like, Akuma got to have a second head. They all needed a second head. Every single one of them needed a second head. Like, she looks robotic, is what she is. Ken's the same way. He should not be that straight face when he's throwing a Shoryuken. He should not. It's just so bad. They look so bored. You know, like, it's not a great job. It's not a great look. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. He looks like he's waiting in traffic. He looks like he's stuck at a stoplight. It doesn't look like he's throwing fire from his hands. I don't know. On one hand, they're well done. On another hand, they are lacking. And all they needed was that second head, the way Akuma has one. We're going to talk a little bit of Mega Man to cleanse the palate now. This is Haya Toys, and Haya Toys is already trying to kill me because their Godzilla stuff is so cool and so much cheaper than the Bandai releases, but they're doing Mega Man as well, and that's going to get dangerous. It's bold. The choice to do the Max Armor from X3 first is kind of bold. It's to leave room to do the gold repaint later on, you know, but it's still like an interesting choice for your first go at this. The standard X does look a little bit weird. I don't know if it's like the face shape or the proportions, or it might just be the fact that his shoulder pauldrons are not positioned correctly here, but I don't know, like, there's something off about him, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It just doesn't look right. But it might just be the angle, it might be something, because, like, Ultimate Armor looks great. Ultimate Armor is fascinating because it's a toy that Kotobukiya has actively avoided doing in their model kit lines. It's a huge gap in what is otherwise a really neat, like, Tony Stark-esque Hall of Armor you can make out of all of their Mega Man kits. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see Haya do this. And out of all this, I've got so many Mega Man X's. I have the kit of Max Armor. I don't see where I need more, but the Ultimate Armor is actually missing at the moment. So that one I would actually be down for. And then they're showing off more. They're doing a Zero. And Zero feels weird in how he's posed, and I'm not crazy about that. They're doing a Mega Man EXE, which is kind of cool. Not my favorite design, but okay. And then we're getting classic Mega Man as well. I wouldn't surprise me. I see the extra lines on the shoes, so this is probably Mega Man. Probably Mega Man 12. I can't remember the name offhand. It's probably based more closely on the next Mega Man. They're doing a Sigma, which is interesting. I like the full cloth cape. It definitely has wire to it as well. Yeah, Sigma does not get enough toys, considering he's like the main villain of that whole series. Looks really good. Looks really good. This is again a situation of like, well, I've got the model kit. I don't know if I need like an expensive figure as well. This is what I meant. It's like, look how cool their Biolante looks, and it's incredibly detailed, despite being way cheaper than the Monster Arts. Don't know how they do it. We're going to continue on the Mega Man train for just a bit because this is Kotobukiya. So we've gone away from Haya, now Kotobukiya. So this stuff is their Oshi Works line, which is basically just figurines. So you got Roll from Mega Man 11 along with a matching Mega Man. These are fixed pose figures, by the way. And then what's nice is Dr. Wily and Dr. Light. Dr. Wily every now and then does get some kind of toy rep. Dr. Light never. I'm very happy they're finally doing Dr. Light in something. This is a little bit more special. So I do need to get my hands on that Zero because yeah, that's my collection and all that. But I skipped on I had to cancel the Iris because of my trip next week. By the way, eBay sales getting close to my deadline. Cheap plug out of the way. The Iris is kind of special because like one of my first really good friends online went by Iris everywhere based off of the X4 character. I never thought she would have a toy, let alone like a really well detailed model kit. So I will be picking it up the second I can, probably right after I get back from the trip, presuming I don't find one to buy at MetroCon. Probably just gonna come home and order one once all of my like hotel, rental car, like all those reserves that I have to put down on all that, once that comes back in. That's probably when I'm getting Iris. This is so cool too. And this one's about to come out as well. So like this is what I mean. It's like I'm going to have this Sigma. Do I really need to have the other ones? Do I really need to? I don't know. We're going to continue a little bit because here's more Oshi Works. I love Freerun. Like this has been my like surprise favorite anime for a while. It's sword and sorcery with an overpowered female protag. My favorite anime is Slayers. This should have been a sign. But no, absolutely love it. They look fantastic. So yeah, like surprise me that like Kotobukiya is rolling out two of my favorites at the same show, right next to each other, no less. Like I feel like that's just like fishing for me at that point. The big news out of SDCC for Hasbro right now is that they got their hands on the Zelda line, which we already speculated what would they be able to do if they actually do have a partnership with Nintendo now, because the possibilities are wild. But their figures actually look pretty good. So Link is suffering from the exact same thing as the Street Fighter movie toys. He desperately needs another head for his action poses, but other than that, looks pretty good. You know, like they're going for Marvel Legends pricing, so I would expect Marvel Legends level quality. Looks like I've got that. The Zelda also looks really, really nice. So I've been told from people who are at the breakfast that you can actually articulate her legs really well. All of these different shapes of her dress will move and get out of the way of her legs so you can pose her. That's something the Figma failed to do, and Figma is not one I would expect to get an anime girl design wrong. No, they do look really, really nice. The dad bod Ganon is also just really, really impressive. He's the big boy. Like it's fascinating to me that this is like it's $28 and $42. So they're going by Transformer pricing scheme, which is wild to me. I kind of hope that there are more figures to justify the prices, because so far it's just two normal ones and one large one. Hopefully there's a little bit more on the way. Like I would take a Goron. Like I would take the Guardians from these games in these various sizes. I have to throw this in because I really do love the Labyrinth. My girlfriend loves the Labyrinth, so we have to throw this into. This looks incredible. Can't remember the company behind these. Asmus, Prime 1, and the Infinite Statue. Look at this. That's just straight up David Bowie. That's just straight up David Bowie. Like, that's Hot Toys level sculpting detail. Like, absolutely wild. Oh, yeah, and they're doing Power Rangers, too, and they're actually acknowledging that their suits are spandex and have folds in them. Are you... Really? We're finally acknowledging that. It took us this long to get anything like that. I believe these... Oh, God, these actually articulate underneath the suits, don't they? They're like Hot Toys. Oh, no. Oh, no. Also, statue. Actually, I can't tell. This is a statue company. No, these don't articulate. Oh my god. Okay, I will give them credit. The folds look so real. I thought these actually did articulate or something. Oh my god. I guess that'll tell you how good they're sculpting. Jeez. Okay, this is Nacelle, and I only throw this in because I'm shocked Nacelle still exists as a company. So, I did not see a single place that actually had the RoboForce toys actually sell. It was all they always had to be half off. My Walmart's got them in. Every time I was at Walmart, they had the exact same stack, not a single one moved, and then it took a 50% off sale to get rid of them. The Insectars are also currently like warming a shelf in the back of my Walmart because I had them in the electronics aisle charging full price, and now they're in the back charging less than half price, and still nobody wants them. And I can't believe they're still around. They're still doing more of those, and they're still doing more Sectars, considering no one bought them the first time. They're still doing the Biker Mice from Mars too, and this is another wild one. Again, all I ever saw of Nacelle toys were clearance prices. There was one time I remember I drove around town and I ran into all 3 Biker Mice from Mars at different Walmarts, and I could have gotten the entire crew for less than full price on one. Like, the fact that this is continuing, the fact this company is still not caving is amazing to me. I have some amusement for the Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I will give it that. Star Trek toys look okay. Why is Tuvix Wave 1? Why would you do it? What's such a weird Wave 1? Yeah, they're still doing RoboForce, despite, like, from what I can tell, no one liked the RoboForce toys. It was the decision to keep the suction cup bases. That ruins these toys, otherwise they could have been fine. Okay, yeah, they're doing other Star Trek stuff. Okay, some of it looks fine. Like, okay, the vintage stuff looks fine. Actually looks good. I'll give them that much credit. The Star Trek stuff ain't bad. I'm going to briefly go over to Robotech, because Toynami's doing a bunch of stuff for that. Say what you will about the people who own the license, but I'm not going to take away from the fact that, like, a lot of this stuff is really cool and really well designed as far as, like, transforming robot stuff goes. Look at that. Look how pretty that bike is. That ain't this pretty. That ain't as pretty. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue any kind of, like, cool-looking robot stuff that comes out. I just don't want Harmony Gold to make any money off of it, that's all. Like, this thing, good lord. Like, there's panels that open up for inner circuitry. The vehicle mode looks sick. The robot mode looks really good. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff, even from companies I'm not completely, like, jazzed about. One quick look over here at Jazzware's wrestling section, because as part of the AEW collection, they're doing a Hiroshi Tanahashi, who is my favorite Japanese wrestler, and he's a Kamen Rider nerd. He was in the Kamen Rider X-Aid movie. Dr. Pac-Man is one of the villains. This guy used to wrestle in Fang Joker attire, which is amazing. He is a Kamen Rider geek, and I love it. Yeah, just absolute amazing performer. Okay, Mondo showed off a bunch of stuff that really caught my eye. So their Ninja Turtles look fantastic. I love that Donatello's got the glove. So it's not the exact design. The design varies, but it's the original Jack Kirby story that they told. At least it's a cool thing to throw in. I'm happy to see it. But yeah, they've got a lot of cool. Like, the design work on this is just really cool. Really cool. Like there's your Raphael. He's a lot more. He looks more like he's in his like uh vigilante phase here with the heavier armor. The Shredder looks incredible. That Shredder's incredibly well done. Oh my god, these are going to be so expensive. Oh, it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, just exceptionally well done. Exceptionally cool figures. Oh, they're the ones that are also doing the screen accurate gargoyles toys. I hate that, by the way. I went in for all the NECA stuff because I thought, like, okay, this is about the only company I know of that's going to get all these out. They're hyper detailed, but they're still fine. And I've got the entire Manhattan collection just for another company to go, okay, that's fine. What about full on cartoon accurate with wings that aren't going to ruin your display because for some reason all the NECA ones were splayed out? How is that going to work on my shelves, Todd? Why am I blaming McFarlane? I blame McFarlane for a lot. Okay, I had a brain fart there. Moving on. They showed off the next wave of mask figures too. It amuses me that they have to give them super generic names because the old names are all trademarked away by now. I hope these do well. These are out of my price range for what they are. I like my mask toys, but not for the prices that they are asking for. It's one of those where, like, if I get lucky enough to get them on sale, I would probably go for one or two just for the sake of nostalgia and see how they are. But I hope these are doing well to continue. I like to see Mask doing okay. I've never even been able to tell if these are just recasts of the original toys or like completely new sculpts because they look identical. They look absolutely identical. The hologram versions for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives is kind of neat. That's not a bad little inclusion. Yeah, I hope it's one of those toy lines where like I don't know how it's doing, but I hope it's doing as well as as it could be. It's like I like having Mask around. And we're gonna dip back into Jada Toys one last time. So they did a really cool exclusive set for San Diego Comic-Con, which is alternate heads for literally all of their Street Fighter toys. And it's their defeated poses from from like the aftermatch screen, which is a hysterical thing to do, just to throw an entire box of them together. I'll be real, if I didn't, oh, let's jump in the gun here. I'll be real, if I didn't have a convention and vacation trip next week, this would be on my purchase list. I would absolutely be down for this because it's a really cool inclusion to come up with. But that said, they are moving in the direction I was afraid of. So, like I said before, Street Fighter and Capcom, the way they do the licensing is fascinating because they do it by section of a franchise. So, like Hasbro has the rights now to the Street Fighter movie. Well, all of the stuff that Jada has released so far for Street Fighter has been branded under Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Final Challengers, like the last version of Street Fighter 2, basically. So all the characters they had were in that particular vein, those particular characters. So now they've announced that they are doing like the final version of Street Fighter Alpha 3. Meaning they have a larger cast of characters to go to, and it is another Street Fighter game I have some really nice nostalgia for. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. I don't think... So, Street Fighter 2 is special to me, so I did go completionist for that, and like I'm just waiting for T-Hawk and Zangief to make it out. I would be selective about this line, but I fear it's one of those lines where like I'm going to get so selective that eventually I'm just going to go screw it. I guess I'm in for all of it. I need to see how their Sakura is. When I see how Sakura is, I will have to make my call. But that said, they finally showed off the toys I've been waiting on. My fear whenever a Mega Man toy line gets announced is that they will get canceled before they get all of a single set of characters out, or before they get to the characters I like. So, like, this is a very slow release toy line. Again, one of those, I don't know how well it's doing sales-wise, because it's all online. I can't just, like, keep checking in on it at my local stores. But it seems that yes, Gutsman is on the way, Bomb Man is on the way, Rush with 2 modes is on the way, and that's all fantastic. I'm thrilled that we're going to get the entirety of the first game out there, and my hope is that, you know, seeing a character like Snake Man already being released means that there is some shot for some of my other favorites that aren't necessarily next in line. You know, they're not like dedicating themselves to Mega Man 2 at the moment. So fingers crossed, because like I'm looking for Skull Man, I'm looking for Metal Man, I'm looking for Top Man. I did a video where someone asked me like, what are your favorite Robot Masters, and my number one's Top Man. But this toy line has to continue doing well to get that far, and I just have to cross my fingers and hope for the best. But as far as the first night of San Diego Comic-Con toy releases, that's everything that caught my eye. That's everything that really kind of piqued my interest. So we're going to leave it at that, and I'm going to go get out of here before this gets any longer than it is. So let me know what your favorite toy of the first night is so far, and we will be back tomorrow to talk about all the Transformer reveals, and then Sunday we'll do cleanup and see what else gets announced over the weekend that I kind of want to like bounce up and down and talk about, because it's all super exciting. So I will see you then, but for now, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.